are Daedra capable of forgery? No way, right? Like, they probably don't even know how to write, I don't know, Common, or whatever you call it, Tamrielic, Cyrodiilic, whatever the main language is, right? There's no way they could even pen it. They would just write in, like, Daedric's script, you know? If they write at all. I have no idea what Daedric, like, literacy rates are, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they get up to. I'm assuming unless you're based in Apocrypha, you probably ain't reading and writing, right? Unless you're hanging out with old Hermamora, you probably illiterate as shit. When we had last left the Nerevarine, their adventures at Old Ebonheart continued, this time with them needing to investigate the innocence or perhaps guilt of disgraced General Kasich, who was held in the dungeons below. Was he involved in a plot against the Tamrielic Empire? Was he trying to have himself go and get a war involved at the borders between Morrowind and Blackmarsh? Or was it a Daedric doppelganger who was behind the whole thing? Well, things weren't looking too good for Kasich, honestly. Things weren't looking great, because although they were given some leads on various past lovers, Argonian, sexy people, and various places where they may live in, like, Stormhold or whatever, none of those could be followed up on. So instead, maybe it was time to
the Emperor and the Emperor's law.
maybe it was time to go back and chat with the only two folks who seem to know anything. That's right, Narasa and Cacalia. This is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Tamriel Rebuilt. This is Morrowind Mondays. Welcome back. Oh, oops. Oh my gosh, I did a little too much. All right, so let's get on out here. A whole bunch of people wrote in to varying degrees saying that, like, yeah, I also had trouble on this. This is a little too, like, it was a tough one, right? It was like pretty vague. Folks saying, like, yeah, I also, like, looked up a guide or whatever. Folks as well saying that, true enough, the mission refers to the mission in New Ebonheart, right? The one out front of Vivec. And Stormhold, of course, is inaccessible, and mentions of it may even be, like, a reference to the, like, Elder Scrolls spin-off game, Storm Key, I think it was. I didn't write anything down, because, like I said, so many people wrote in about this. Let's see. Oh, gosh. I'm going the wrong-ass way. I need to go over to the Curia, I think. Or at the very least, the Legion Dungeon HQ zone. There we go. Good.
Have a few moments.
Okay. But yeah, thankful to know I'm not the only one who has had some kind of issue with this.
This is none
right.
of your business.
Let's see. Over here, nope. Good. But hey, you know what? I'm feeling like he may actually be just guilty. You know? I'm feeling like, I don't know, he's probably guilty, for real. Alright. Greetings, Dark Elf. I've heard you're investigating General Kasich's case. How may I assist you? Can I talk to you about anything else? Can I admire you up? Fucking A. Okay. Jeez! God, she's impossible. Okay, there we are. 86. Let's try... Woman on the side, Kasich. Okay, what was the evidence? What treachery? Is it really committing treachery? Why wasn't he executed? Okay, surely there's more evidence. Oh. Oh, is this new stuff? Actually, some of this is new now. Okay. Hang on. Kasich. I served under... Well, shit, hang on, let's... Fuck me! Alright, I wasn't reading some of this. I thought we had seen this one before because it wasn't lit up, but I actually don't think so. Alright. Look, I took a cursory glance at a guide. Did I commit any of it to memory or write much of it down? No. All I know is that I should probably go back and talk to these people again with their disposition a lot higher. So we're doing it. Alright. Kasich. I served under General Kasich 30 years ago as a general's personal aide. He was a traitor, yes, but his plan did not come to fruition, and I do not wish to see him die. He was once a man of honor, and I honor the memory of the officer he once was. I gave my evidence against him, and because of my testimony, he has been incarcerated in the lower dungeons for the last 3 decades. What if that's it? Right? What if that's literally it, the end-all be-all of this, right? That the only reason he's still alive is because Cacalia cannot bear to see him executed, right? That he really, like, she's telling the truth here completely, you know? For all we've heard, she's like a woman of her word, right? And she's being very forthcoming, and she's literally telling us the truth that, like, yeah, he was a traitor, but his plan didn't come to fruition, and so I did not want to see him die for it, right? For his, like, his treasonous scheming, you know? Like, maybe if it did come to fruition, things would be different, but, I don't know, she admits to having a soft spot for him. He spoke to me personally to join him in his treason. He tried to buy my honor with gold, but I refused to join in his machinations and reported him to the king. We were to disguise ourselves and our men as Dunmer, lead a detachment of Imperial troops into Blackmarsh, and attack a village on the other side of the border, instigating war between the Dark Elves and the Argonians. Not long afterwards, one of our agents reported that a squad of Blackmarsh warriors had been lying in wait for a purported Dark Elf incursion. Had we attacked, we would have blundered unawares into an ambush. When I reported General Kasich's plot and bribery attempt, he was imprisoned. It was my word against his. We were both highly respected officers, but General Kasich had an excellent reputation as being above reproach. He claimed we never had the conversations and couldn't explain why I would make such an outrageous charge. But I had a witness. Another officer was with me who saw me speaking with the general, but didn't overhear what we were saying. No, there's nothing further to add. I hesitate to impugn the general's reputation further. Still, there is one other thing. Kasich had acquired property in Nibenay in the Imperial Province, and I once briefly saw a land deed for the holdings in the Nibenay Basin among his papers. I suspect that this was his reward for taking part in this scheme. And where is this land deed now? I do not know. Perhaps his wife Narasa Varan might know. Journal updated. Another question, if you please. Who was the other officer? Okay, it was Rumus, right. We knew about that. Rumus Stanicus. After Kasich's imprisonment, Rumus left the Legion and became Narasa Varan's protector. It is rare to see Narasa without Rumus being somewhere nearby. An honorable choice, if somewhat unorthodox. I respect his decision. I see. I have further questions. I will return. Fair enough. Had the general's plan succeeded, it could have meant the deaths of our own men. He was a good man once, and honorable, and for his sake, I did not press for the death penalty, but his actions were indefensible. Fortunately, his plan was never carried out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other matters to attend to. Yeah, he might just be a piece of shit. Maybe he really is just a fucking asshole, right? Okay. As much as, you know, this being Elder Scrolls and me wanting, like, you know, fucking sick, dude. I want a Daedra involved in this, right? And knowing, sort of conflicts between the Daedric incursion, the Oblivion Crisis, and Blackmarsh, right? Knowing kind of roughly what went on there, I think we have reason to believe that, like, yeah, why wouldn't there be, like, Daedra or whatever involved, you know? Why wouldn't they have a vested interest in this in some fashion? Okay. Let's go on back up here to Central. Oh god, I've gone too far. Oh god. Good. And then over here.
I'd be happy to talk. Is cheap my pleasure.
Oh no, it's the eastern offices, right? Let's see, Indoril. Here. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Yeah. So what did I write in my journal? I informed Belisar the Mede that I intended to present General Kasich's case to her. Casalia Victrix said that she saw a land deed to property in the Nibenay Basin. She does not know where the land deed is now. Perhaps Neresa Varan will know more. What about Rumus? Do you know anything? No, nothing new. Neresa? Hello there, Dark Elf. How may I be of assistance? Is this regarding the temple? No, of course it's not. Of course this isn't regarding your work or the temple or any of that. This is about your ex-husband. Property in the Nibenay. A land deed. From my husband's papers. I'm not sure, but I can see if I've overlooked anything. I think I have some of his papers here. Let me have a look. I don't believe this. You were right, Lyle Schnub. My husband did have a land deed for holdings in the Nibben Valley. How strange. Look, it's signed in his hand. I have half a mind to travel there to see the land myself. May I keep the land deed as evidence? You should hold on to that deed and keep it safe. May I take it? Yes, it's the strangest thing, this land deed. I cannot imagine where my husband got it. Okay. Yeah, can I have it? May I have it? Well, okay, Lyle Schnub, I trust you enough. You may present the deed as evidence. Dude, he's convicted. Yes, I already gave you the land deed. You didn't misplace it, did you, Lyle Schnub? Nibenay Basin land deed.
How wonderful. Welcome, Outlander.
Okay, let's look at it. By the authority of Uriel Septim VII, Lord and Ruler of all of Tamriel, know, by these words, that the land surrounding the headwaters of the Morath River is sold by Pontius Vunus to General Kasich. Seal of the seller, Pontius Vunus. Seal of the buyer, General Kasich. Okay. Sure. So can I go to the basin? I don't think so, right? Just as was with Stormhold. None of that is implemented. You know? Right? Like this is the second time someone has alluded to in this quest physically going out to these locations. Right? As if this is like a quest that will have more to it as Tamriel Rebuilt is updated. And that's why it feels so strange and esoteric at times. You know? I would bet you that whoever made this is planning to, like, continue to flesh it out whenever those areas get added, right? Whenever, like, Stormhold, this house by the Nibenay Basin and all of that, I would bet you that eventually when that happens, you'll be able to actually go out there and there'll be additional evidence, right? And because right here, all of the evidence is pointing to his guilt, right? I would guess that eventually the plan is that he is going to be innocent and you'll actually be able to find the, his mistress, the Argonian mistress. You'll be able to find the sister to the Argonian mistress who wrote. Maybe you won't be able to find the mistress herself, or maybe you'll find her dead, right? Yeah, that's what I bet. All right, you find the sister to the Argonian mistress who gives you a lead on the mistress herself, and maybe it's inside of like their booty call house or whatever, where they like went to go bang and shit like that, or wherever it was, that house in Stormhold. I don't even remember the specifics about it anymore, to be honest. But you go there and you find her corpse with something like, oh shit, did a Daedra do this? And then you get this, the property deed, and you go to the Nibenay Basin house, and then maybe you find the Daedra there, or you find evidence in the house that points to him having dealings with Daedra, you know? And then that leads you to like another location, you know? I could see that very easily being the reality, but it's just a problem of like, these locations aren't yet implemented. So it's just hanging for now, right? Because frankly, that would be fucking amazing to be able to physically go to these locations that are being mentioned, meet with these people and learn more about this quest. But otherwise, right now, since we can't, right, like, all evidence as exists in the world as it currently persists, right? As the world currently exists, all evidence that currently exists in this world as it exists, not to overuse the word exist, but hey, it all points to the fact that this dude is guilty as shit, right? Right? So I don't know. In lieu of locations that have yet to be implemented, fuck it. I think we gotta convict this fucking dude, right? Neresa Varan found a land deed for property in the Nibenay Basin. She among General Kasich's belongings. She showed it to me, and she recognized the signature as the general's. Neresa Varan let me borrow the land deed she found. The real question is, right, with the emphasis on the signature, could a Daedra mimic? Are Daedra capable of forgery? No way, right? Like, they probably don't even know how to write, I don't know, common, or whatever you call it, Tamrielic, right? Cyrodiilic, whatever the main language is, right? There's no way they could even pen it. They would just write in, like, Daedric script, you know? If they write at all. I have no idea what Daedric, like, literacy rates are, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they get up to. I'm assuming unless you're based in Apocrypha, you probably ain't reading and writing, right? Unless you're hanging out with old Hermamora, you probably illiterate as shit. All right, let's get on out of here.
The Nine and the Empire.
And let's fucking book them, Dano. Get over this way, Hall of Justice. Good. Can we meet with... Hang on, let's quick save here.
Every day is Saint Plenty's Day in the Legion.
Fucking hell yeah, man. Alright, let's go check out and try to debrief again with Victrix. Right? Let's try that again. Oh shit, I can't quite make that jump. Alright. Let's head on up and around. Good.
Stay out of trouble and you won't
Okay.
get hurt.
And then can I talk to you about... No, okay. I thought maybe I would get another option here. Woman on the side, Kasich. What evidence? What treachery? Okay, what other evidence do you know of? Something you overlooked? Land deed? Yeah, I have... Okay, so I can't actually bring up the land deed even though I have it now. Yeah, I think that's... Look, if I'm detecting... If I'm trying to do detective work here within this detective quest, that's another piece of evidence in favor of this being a quest that isn't fully complete yet. Right? That they want to add more. You know? Because I can't help but think back to... God, what was that guy? We just randomly stumbled into him. Right? Wasn't it at, like, Almas Thur or something like that? Or thereabouts, right? Like somewhere in this section, it was either like Almas Thur or like Orin Plantation or somewhere around here, roughly. We had a quest that seemed like a dead end, and it also involved a Daedra, didn't it? Didn't it also involve a Daedra, or was it a Sixth House agent? I forget. But we ended up finding like a murderer or something, right? And they were like a sleeper. You know? And we just stumbled into them. I would imagine that this is meant to be a similar situation. I mean, not like another sleeper or whatever, but in the sense that if you go and meet up with them, if you go track down these places, you'll get more info on this story. Which in that sense would be extremely cool, would be satisfying as hell. You know? But lo and behold, like we had said, not much you can do about it. Right? Okay. So, let's head over to... God, where do I need to go? To the Curia, Ministry of Justice, right?
Now,
I mean, I guess I could go to the dungeons again. Yeah, I could totally go talk to What's-His-Butt once more. Yeah, let's go to Legion HQ.
I haven't got all day.
And can we access the dungeon from here? I forget. Smithy, yeah, dungeons. Okay. Good.
What?
What? God, I love it. Serenity in here, and let's see, what do you have to say?
I'd
Anything?
be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Okay. Do you have any news, Lyle Schnub? Will the Minister of Justice hear my case now? I haven't got any news yet. I need to ask you about property in the Nibenay. My wife found what? I can't believe it. And you say it has my signature on the land deed. I don't understand. How can this be? May I see it? Here, is this your signature? I actually don't have it. Is this your signature? Why, yes, it is, but this is impossible. The signature is mine, but I've never seen this deed before in my life. The Daedra must have left it amongst my papers, or someone planted it there. I know this looks damning, but I've never seen this document in my life. I don't know. I mean, that... right? If you got caught guilty, I mean, what else are you gonna say? You're pretty much fucked. Right? Sorry, dude. You're about to get fucking executed because I can't fuck off to the Nibenay Basin, right? Where is the Nibenay Basin? It's like, it's down by the Niben, right? Like, kind of over by Cyrodiil, you know? I think. It's not in Cyrodiil, though, is it? Hang on. Let's see. Huh. Where is the Nibenay Basin? Hang on. Can I take a peek? Can I look this up real quick? What if it is implemented? I've been assuming that it's not. Okay. Nibenay Basin. Let's have a look. Okay. Land surrounding the headwaters of the Morath River. Yeah. Yeah, the Nibenay Basin is the area in, like, eastern Cyrodiil, kind of between Black Marsh and Morrowind. There's a bit of it, of the Nibenay Basin that extends in Cyrodiil, between Morrowind and Black Marsh. So, theoretically, because I'm looking at a map of Cyrodiil as it appears in Morrowind, or as it appears in Oblivion. So it's completely feasible, right? That this river, the Morath, could be on the other end of things, right? Yeah, what other rivers are out here? Something that begins with a C, the Red River, I think. Panther River, oh, I remember that quest. Sklurfish River? Is that what that says? Man, this is a really low fidelity map. Okay. Alright, yeah. Man, just not yet been implemented. Right? Because it would be like kind of down here off screen. No? Because we're still on the border of Skyrim here. Right? And I think only around this part are we starting to get into the border between that and Cyrodiil. God, yeah, I bet they're gonna eventually have it to where he's legitimately like an innocent man, right? But shit, like I said, right now, dude is guilty as shit. in the sense that I just cannot go there. We gotta give him the fucking book, right? We're gonna give him the fucking chair. Give him the book and the chair. Book him, fry him, cook him in a stew. Alright, let's see. So let's go back to the Curia. Great. Yeah, I'm surprised though that they even implemented this quest as it stands, right? To put it in the game, in the mod, right now, when it clearly could have more to it. You know? I'm surprised that it's put in there. If I had to guess, you know, putting myself in the shoes of someone writing this, personally, I would totally do it because just on the pure basis of, oh shit, I have a great idea for a fucking amazing quest, but if I don't put in the game right now, I am 100% going to forget. Right? I'm totally going to forget about all this. Thus, I need to do something that creates like an eternal reminder to have this like regional spanning quest that has you running out to all these different places, you know? God. Like I said,
What? Why do you destroy?
as we let this cook, this could shape up to be fucking amazing, you know? This could be amazing. All right.
You seem
Let's
like
see.
I'd be
very
happy to
good. Why
talk.
do you destroy?
My
Belisava.
pleasure, really.
Let's see here. Kasich. There we are. Are you ready to present General Kasich's case, Lyle Schnub? I'm ready to present it. Very well, the hearing shall commence. This court is convened to try the case of General Kasich. General Kasich is accused of crimes against the Empire, including dereliction of duty, conspiracy, and forsaking his oaths. How does the defendant plead? He's guilty as shit. General Kasich is guilty of treason and should be executed. Well, this is a surprising turn. Have you fresh evidence to present to the court? Let's see, where is the deed? Alright, here we go. I have a land deed for property in the Nibenay Basin. General Kasich was not a rich man and supposedly did not own any land. How do we know that? For real? I assumed that he was wealthy and owned land because he's a general. He's the general of in the Legion. Huh. This land may have been his reward for betraying his oaths, but to what end? Who would award it to him? You know? That's, like I said, that's just more intrigue within this quest. Because, like, what interest would... Okay, we know why a Daedra would want to do it, in knowing what's about to happen in a few years with the Oblivion Crisis, right? And, even when Morrowind was made, using, like, our special, like, time traveling, like, mental time traveling for Morrowind, like, understanding, oh, a lot of Tamriel Rebuilt, not exclusively, but a lot of it portrays the world as it existed when Morrowind was penned, when Morrowind came out, right? A lot of it is from that perspective. And if we go back, particularly in the Tribunal expansion, there's a decent chunk of stuff in there that alludes to the events of Oblivion, right? That alludes to the oncoming Oblivion Crisis. I think there's like a particular NPC in an inn or whatever, right? So they're totally like on program, as it were, for sort of like using this as an impetus for their, or like a plot device within this quest arc, right? If we're just trying to get into the heads of whoever wrote this. So that makes sense. But the real question is, how did the Daedra manage to get the land deed in the first place? I get the idea that this demon, like this devil, as it were, made a deal or attempted to. But who's on the other end of it? Because you would need a third party, wouldn't you? Right? You would need like a Daedric cultist or something like that. Someone who is willing to carry this out. Someone who has the ability to sign over the property in the first place. Right? Yeah, this has... God, maybe this is the most... I don't know, vexing thing about this quest is that it seems like it's only halfway there, and like the other half is going to be fucking mind-blowing. Right? Okay. Well, here we go. Yep, the land deed for the property. Highly suspiciously, I agree, but by itself, it proves little on its own. Have you any other evidence to offer? General Kasich had an Argonian mistress who may have deceived him into betraying the Empire. There were rumors of the general's improprieties, and this looks like confirmation of those rumors. The court will accept both the letter and deed as evidence. Have you any further evidence to present? Okay. Letter from Disha and Nibenay Basin land deed both removed. That's all I got. Very well. We must withdraw to consider this case. The court will be in recess for 1 hour. An hour passes. After considering the evidence presented, the court finds General Kasich guilty of dereliction of duty, conspiracy, and forsaking his oaths to serve the Empire. The penalty is death by beheading. For your service to the Empire, you are to be commended, Lyle Schnub. Please accept this token of our thanks. Amulet of the Advocate. Journal has been updated. Lyle Schnub, just a moment of your time now that we can speak in private. It seems like after all those years and all those earnest entreaties that he was innocent, Kasich turned out to actually be a Daedra. What? After the execution, his body morphed into some kind of entity. He must have somehow deluded himself into thinking he was the real Kasich to stay imprisoned for so long. If only we knew what happened to him all those years ago. Oh my God! Oh my God! This quest is even more incredible than I thought. They continued the old switcheroo. This was the Daedra all the fuck along. So where the fuck is the real Kasich? For 30 years, this dude has been missing. Oh my God. She said the Daedra morphed into an entity. What the fuck? Yeah, right. It turned into a little fucking egg. Listen, Belisatha, I've killed a lot of Daedra. I killed a lot of Dremora. And I know that when you kill them, they turn into a little fucking egg. All right. That is wild. Oh my gosh. And once again, like I said, it's still wide open for you actually going out to Stormhold, actually going out to the property at the Nibenay, right? To continue trying to investigate this and finding this not just disgraced, but completely missing dude, right? That's fucking incredible. Okay, Kasich. All those years and all those earnest entreaties that he was innocent. And Kasich turned out to actually be a Daedra, after all. He must have somehow deluded himself into thinking he was the real Kasich to stay in prison for so long. How? Huh. How could it be? The Daedra itself convinced its own self. It believed that it was General Kasich. Pressing matters. Thank you for helping me to close the case on General Kasich, Lyle Schnub. That's at least one item on my docket taken care of. What the fuck? I was able to demonstrate beyond reasonable doubt that General Kasich was guilty of the crimes he was accused of, and was given an amulet as a token of the curious thanks. The penalty was death by decapitation. Bizarrely, when Kasich died, his body reverted to that of a Daedra's. Dude, that rocks. That is so fucking dope. Oh my gosh. God, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this shit to fucking, like, for them to implement both Stormhold and, what do you call it? And the property, right? What if he really is just chilling with... Oh my God. Okay. Imagine this. What if he really was, like, not an honest man, but true, but was, like, true in his word to the Empire, right? To the Tamrielic Empire. He had no cause for being a traitor. But he did make a deal with a Daedra, with a Daedric prince or whoever, to get out of his fucking marriage, right? Sure, he was faithful and loyal to the Empire, but not to his fucking wife, right? So he ran off, and he's still with his Argonian mistress, right? But part of the deal, part of the stipulation of the deal, is that they would steal his identity and try and do all sorts of shit, right? That's the other end of it. And he didn't know, like, to what end, right? He's just... General Kasich, the real guy, has fucked off and is living in either Stormhold or in Nibenay Basin, like, fucking this Argonian mistress for like 30 years, having like the most fucking wild sex of his life, and keeping it on the fucking DL, on the down low, keeping quiet as shit, so as to not be found out, because he is guilty for infidelity and all of that. And for, I guess, desertion, right, maybe? Or just running off or whatever, right? And he doesn't want to be found for that, but he's still alive and still out there, you know? But because he's become, he's chosen to hide so much out of the interest of not exposing himself and his Argonian lover, right? He has chosen this secrecy, and thus the Daedra has run amok, right? The Daedra has run amok with his name and with his identity, you know? It has fully subsumed who he was. Okay, can I talk to you about Kasich again?
What can I do for you?
Kasich. When Kasich was beheaded, his body reverted to that of a Daedra's, so the doppelganger must have replaced the general at some point. I wonder what happened to the Daedra trapped in the dungeons for so many years. I fear we will never know what happened to the real Kasich. Oh man, I bet we will know though. Ooh, I bet we will know. Holy shit. Okay, let's go on back over to the Ministry of Justice, because I also want to talk to Narasa and Rumus about this. Let's see, the Curia. There we are. Okay, man, this quest has taken me on quite the fucking wild ride. It's gotta be said. Holy shit. Over here, and then back over this way, upstairs, and through here. Okay, Rumus. Hello there, Dark Elf. May I help you with something? Kasich. I heard an astonishing report that General Kasich was executed. His body became that when General Kasich was executed, his body became that of a Daedra's. If so, whatever happened to the real Kasich? Okay, Narasa
You flatter
Varan.
me with your attention, Outlander.
I'm still coming to grips with what happened to Kasich. It just seems so unbelievable. Anyway, was there something I could help you with, Lyle Schnub? Kasich. After Kasich's execution, his body changed to that of a Daedra's. It's also horrible. How long was he like that, I wonder? I mean, we don't know how long he's been like anything. That wasn't him. That's never been him. That was the fucking Daedra. Narasa, listen, I know you're in the Tribunal Temple and all that, and there's a lot of half-truths everywhere, but that was not him. These 30 years, that was a different, not just a different guy, that was a different being altogether. All those times you thought that was him, that was a fucking Daedra. Oh my god, that's so fucking wild. What a fucking development. Right? To actually have it be like, yeah, that's the one that got caught. Was the Daedra the whole damn time. And he got away with it. God, I feel like it's gotta be it, right? My fucking wild ass theory. It's gotta be. That said, you know. Listen, if you're a longtime viewer / listener of the channel, you know how much I love making a wild ass theory. Right? Listen, we all have our vices. And me,
Emperor, King,
I love making a little fucking conspiracy. Alright, so should we go chat with the horny woman in the dungeon, or should we go over to the castle, or the Tower of Stendar? I think we go back to the dungeon. I'm curious about this unbelievably horny person.
I only have a few moments.
Let's see over here. Good. Oh, can I ask
Please
you
leave
about
now.
Kasich? I can. It's the strangest thing. When they carried out General Kasich's sentence and beheaded him, his body changed to that of a Dramora's. Even though I saw it with my own 2 eyes, I still have a hard time believing it. God, maybe he tricked the Dramora, right? It's not that he's incompetent, it's that he's incredibly competent and incredibly horny for that Argonian, for Deesh Jaw. God, yes, I love that. God, I love it when like Elder Scrolls poses like a weird conundrum or situation or even mystery, and at the root of it all, it's just somebody was really horny, right? Right. I fucking love the idea that like always on the periphery of Elder Scrolls lore, there's, you know, at its center, at its core, there's so much bigotry, there's so much racism and hatred between all the different provinces and all of that. But at its periphery, there's always just really horny people, right? Right? Like, I fucking love the, like, Nord and Dunmer little, like, love situation, right? You know, on the outside, they fucking hate each other. But shit, when you take a closer look, they're in the periphery. There's no shortage of Nord and Dunmer people just being so fucking unbelievably horny for each other, right? I fucking love it. I love it so much, and I hope it keeps happening and it never fucking ends, and it's like just such a staple of Elder Scrolls lore. I hope it happens for everybody, right? I hope that it just never stops, that there's just always like wild ass horny people all the fucking time. I hope it never ends. It should go on forever. All right, guard, can I talk to you about Kasich? No, I can't. All right, let's go on in here. Good. Oh my, look at this. Wow. Oh, and the cup is overturned. Coda flower inside of a silverware vase. Who is this? Got some fine art here and some fine clothes. Oh my gosh, and even a little mannequin.
How are
More
you
art?
today?
Beru Vasuri. Oh shit, you also got a Hand of Almalexia face tat. Holy shit, yeah, you're like me. What? Look at that. You're just like me. What the fuck? Okay. Sure, wow. You got a poop bucket and everything. God, you're fucking set. Damn, you got good in here. Ooh, look, and you got some chains.
Bag, he'd need kicking.
Oh, shit. Okay, is that the type of horny we are up in here? Okay.
Make it quick, Outlander.
All right, Beru Vasuri. Oh, great. Is this another gift? Are you with a proposal, then? No? You do look unfamiliar. What are you doing here? Were you curious about the Duke's affair? Sure, I was. I love how you just openly say this to anyone who walks into the cell. It's not that exciting, really. Duke Phyrios Madamus is the Duke everyone's talking about. I had the brilliant idea of sneaking into his chamber, and he caught me. I expected him to be furious and give me some horrible punishment. Well, one of these concerns was justified. The Duke ordered the guards to put me here, and then kept showering me with gifts that are supposed to show his affection. He says he loves me, but I find it hard to believe when I'm being kept in this cell like some pet animal. I honestly can't take it anymore. I know what you're thinking. You should be glad you weren't punished. But he's absolutely unbearable. I'd gladly do hard labor if that meant I wouldn't have to deal with that man. And worst of all, there's nothing I can do now. I came up with a few ideas, but I can't leave this cell. I don't dare hope, but would you be willing to help me? What did you have in mind? I don't want to get involved. Maybe with the right reward. What'd you have in mind? Are you serious? I can't believe it. I almost lost hope. Very well. First, I need you to find me a drain personality poison. I'm certain that the Duke's attraction is as shallow as he is. When he visits me next time, I will drink this poison, and he will surely decide that I'm not worth his time. I'll see what I can do. Could you use a scroll of divine intervention instead? Could you use a scroll of Elmsevi intervention instead? Yeah, I guess you could. Maybe she does. She wants him to. She'll be like, no, he'll just find me again and re-imprison me, right? I have to prove to him. I have to do it this way. Could you use a scroll of Elmsevi intervention instead? It would get me far enough away from the Imperials, but I'd rather not meet any temple guards right now. I may have gotten myself into some trouble, and I don't think enough time has passed. What about a scroll of divine intervention? Divine intervention? If I could escape from Imperial forts, I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. I've thought about it, Lyle Schnub. My plan is the best option. I fucking love that they lampshade it, though, right? I love that they lampshade it. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. I just need a drain personality poison. I'm sure this plan will work. Tell me about the poison. You should just ask an alchemist to make you one. I don't want to insult your abilities, but I can't take any chances. Okay, I'm assuming that, given the custom potion situation, how else would the game recognize it? It's like in the core game, whenever they ask for, a cure disease potion, Background. I am Beru Visuri, and I imagine you've already heard rumors about me and the Duke. How foolish I was to think I could rob his chamber without anyone noticing. Though him wanting me in his bed is not something I had in mind as a punishment. Duke's affair. I just need a drain personality poison. I'm sure this plan will work. Furios Madamus? He's the Duke of Deshawn, though he's too afraid to actually stay there. I curse the day I decided to steal from him. He showers me with gifts and compliments, says it's love at first sight. I don't believe for a second that he actually loves me. If he thinks he can buy my affection just because I'm poor, he's sorely mistaken. Awesome. Love it. Alright, well, I suppose that'd all conclude things for now, right? However, if you'd like to stick around, we will be doing, of course, a little bit of reading. And what ought we read now? Why not this one at the top of my list? Bones of Hlur Mata. It's pretty short, bordering between short and medium length. Let me apply a check mark here. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a quick drink. Apologies. Alright, sorry about that. Bones of Hlur Mata. What is a body? What is the flesh? A simple network of bones and blood. Connections made through touch, smell, sight, sound, and taste? No. The ancestors have taught us that there is much more to a body than that. Within each body is a temple, an oratory. We breathe as we live. We shed tears as we grieve, and we bleed as we survive. The embodiment of these things, that is where the root of our being resides. The embodiment is our temple. Many questions are asked throughout life, and the answers only come to us in the precious last few moments we stride the salts. A sanctimonious offering to the ancestors for the knowledge they have given us. We offer them our temples in return for theirs. We frame and carve and cleave at the silken stone to bellow the dirge of our thanks in the massive halls that carry our voices to the skies. So we build the temples with throats. We fashion and adorn and decorate the altars with precious stones and candles made from the waxy carcasses of our sky renders. So we drape the temples in clothing. We plan and contrive and perceive and surmise as we cobble the statues that stand tall in the atriums. We build the temples with minds. We offer and sacrifice and submit and nominate our faith to the statues and their altars. So we build the temples with life. Our temples are infinite. So what again do you say is a body? Could you ever dissect the truth of absolutes on an expedition for answers for which there was never birthed a question? Under the moons and beside the lakes, we warden our possessions to farm the land, but their hands will never touch the vestibules of our ancestors. These are sacred lands, our paradises within paradise. Tending these rituals is more taxing than tending the dirt could ever be, as we are constantly in a precarious correlation to the honor we can give and the honor the ancestors deserve. But what, then, of our dead? Of those who made their way back to the ancestors? The ashes of the dead can suffocate and fall in sheets from the sky. We, instead, chaperone the bones of our deceased and shape them into cairns and effigies of power. The same temples that are built inside of us shall be erected from the earth and unto the endless void of the sky. This is the correlation that men and the Altmer do not understand, that they do not appreciate, that they cannot decipher. Seek these bones, these macabre motifs, and know that you are near our sublime abodes. Our dwellings may be forgotten to time and mortal whim, but they still stand sound and deeply fastened into our history. Tread lightly, brethren, and may the hands guide you. Oh my God! Oh my God! That was beautiful! Wow! What a difference between this and like Fool's Ebony, huh? This is like the complete inverse, where the prose is like incredibly beautiful. Right? Holy shit. Yeah, that was beautiful to read. Oh my gosh. Short but fucking sweet. Alright. Well, like I said, when next we return, our adventures continue. This time, I suppose we will try and look for an alchemist who can supply the type of poison we do seek. Until next time, please take care of each other.